How's it going, everybody? I'm David here with solarpowermyrv.com, and today I just want to give you guys a quick tour of this solar system installation we just completed on this fifth wheel. So for this installation, we installed 1600 watts of solar on the roof. These are 200 watt rich solar panels, and they have a 25-year power output warranty. This amount of solar can charge about 400 to 500 amp hours of lithium batteries in a good sunny day. So if you look here, this is where we installed the lithium batteries, the inverter, and the solar charge controller in this front bay here. We installed the Victron MultiPlus 2 inverter along with 800 amp hours of lithium batteries. Now these are LifeBlue lithium batteries, and they are 200 amp hours apiece. So we have 4 of them here connected in parallel for a total of 800 amp hours. Now these batteries have low temperature heaters, so if they get too cold, the heaters will automatically turn on to keep them warm. And they also have battery monitors for each individual battery, so you can see what's going on with each battery in your system. So this is the battery app for each individual battery. And if you look here, this particular battery has a state of charge of 37%. So that's your state of charge of the battery. And if you look down here to the bottom left, you can see the voltage of this particular battery is 13.1 volts, and the status is on standby. And then the health is perfect, and the total capacity of this battery is 203 amp hours. So if you press the bottom button here, and you put in the passcode 1234, you can actually see the individual cells of each battery here. So this is the battery management system, and this is going to tell you if there's any kind of issues with the battery. So you have any of these green lights that turn red, that means there's an issue. And if you look at the bottom here, this is the individual cells in each particular battery. So you can actually see what's going on inside this battery. This makes it very easy for any system troubleshooting. So if you click the top here, you can also see more information about the battery, your voltage, and your amps going in or out of the battery. It'll be positive or negative if it's going in or out. And then you have the internal temperature of this battery, which is 77 degrees. And then you also have a counter on how many cycles are on this battery. And this battery can last over 3,000 cycles. And if there's any issues with the battery, it'll pop up on the events page here. So that's an overview of the internal battery monitor app for the LifeBlues. So we installed some of the components on this wall here that we reinforced with wood. So if you look down here at the bottom, we have the Lynx Power In Distribution Center. This is where all your DC components connect to the battery. And we also have this big red main switch so you can turn off everything when you're in storage. Now this is the Victron MultiPlus 2 3000 watt inverter. This is what's going to take your battery power and turn it into usable power for your microwave, your air conditioners, all of your outlets, and everything else in your RV. Now if you look at the top right corner here, this is your smart solar charge controller. This is a 100 amp MPPT charge controller. This is what takes the solar power and turns it into battery power. So it's basically just a fancy battery charger. And then we also have associated breakers and switches for them to turn it on and off if you need to ever turn it on and off. Now we normally hook it up directly to the battery, so even if you turn off the Lynx distribution switch here, the batteries will still get charged by the solar. So you can always leave the solar on even though everything else is off. And if you look here at the top, this is your Cerbo GX monitoring system. This is where all your components connect into, and then they talk to the main screen on the inside. So this is the Touch 50 monitor screen that goes with the Cerbo GX. This is where all the components talk to each other, and this is where they display the information. So you can see your solar power is charging. We got over 1100 watts that's charging the batteries. This is your battery information here, your voltage and amps going in or out. And then you can see your DC power that we're using here. And then you can also see inverter powering AC load, so we're using about 150 watts here.